Thanks, Clarence, and we wish you great success with your new album, The Clarence Soap Rap. And joining me now is Robert Palmer.
Good evening.
Good evening, Robert, and we're looking forward to your second song. But first, a couple questions, if you don't mind. You are considered by many to be the most stylish and most genteel of anyone in rock and roll.
I find this all, you know, it's rather awkward. I mean, I just see something in a shop window, and if I've got enough money in my pocket, how much money have I got with me now? What have I got here?
Wait a minute, what
250 francs.
In francs, okay.
That would buy me a pair of socks, I think.
But we must talk about the girls in your video, Addicted to Love, and didn't mean to turn you on because they've sort of become a trademark. Now, whose idea was it to use these girls?
Well, the idea was that we felt that the song should be performed rather than have a story or something that went with it. We're talking about Addicted to Love, which is the first one I did. But the idea of a bunch of guys playing Addicted to Love seemed a bit sort of butch to me. And the director said, well, what if we use girls? Well, I've been accused of all kinds of sexism and things with my album covers in the past, you see.
Yeah.
So I said, wait a minute, that's a bit of a dodgy issue. And he says, well, what if we did it like mannequins, you know, store window dummies that all looked exactly the same and had no personality at all?
Do these girls have any clue how to play the guitar?
No.
They don't?
No.
You know, I remember reading somewhere that you decided not to tour with the Paris Station, even though the album did very well, because of Riptide. Did you have some sort of premonition about this album?
No. That wasn't the reason either. The reason was that when we followed the Power Station project through, as a unit, we would go everywhere and would say, oh, no, we've only got 8 songs to play. What are we going to do? Do them 3 times? There's no possibility of playing live. And then in the middle of me finishing off the Riptide record, they called me up and they'd suddenly changed my mind because there was a song in the charts. Now, I thought it was a bit jumping the gun, and generally they just picked up on my lack of enthusiasm for the idea and didn't push it any further. So it was sort of left like that. And the next thing I turned around and saw they were out there anyway. Remarkable.
How much did singing with the Power Station affect this album?
Oh, it's hard to tell, you know, chicken and egg thing. See, I'd finished the Riptide record before the Power Station thing came along, but then I felt that it lacked a certain performance value, because if you construct something in the studio with a drum machine and a bit here and a bit there, you might get what you want in terms of details, but it lacks a sort of musicality and a personality that it gets when the song is performed. So I was looking for a rhythm section and a producer that would allow me the opportunity to learn the record that I've made as if we were going to take it on the road and perform it. And so that's when I met Bernard Edwards, the producer of the Power Station thing. There was an immediate sort of rapport between us, and that's when we decided to do that. Does that answer your question?
It certainly does, Robert, and I wish you much success with all your future projects. And thank you so much for being here. And when we come back, we'll introduce you to our new band of the week. They're New York's favorites, the Smithereens.